Howdy, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Albert Engel's Pro Career in Pro Cycling Manager 2024. We have arrived to Season 5, and in this episode, we're going to be kicking off our very first race of the season, our second with the Red Bull Bora team. I still haven't figured out how to update the kit, despite the fact that every other team's kit has updated. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Looks like Luke Plapp is the Aussie road champion. I'm going to assume he might also be the road race champion. We'll find out shortly. And we got 𝐉𝐨𝐬 actually brought the Israel Premier Tech license. So there you go. Lots of jumbles around at the moment. People moving, teams moving about. Things get weird in the 2028 season of Pro Cycling Manager 2024. All right, let's get up to Down Under. And here it is, Tour Down Under starts with a prologue this year. Did this quite a bit ago now. I can't quite remember. It was like 2017-ish maybe. It did a prologue around Adelaide, which is actually quite cool. Cool to see it's back as well. Albert's at 87% fitness, so a good chance, but I've learned to pronounce his name thanks to one of my commenters. Maximilian Schachmann will be maybe the rider we ride for. I'm not too sure yet. Jai's here as well. It's obviously his home Grand Tour, but he's only in 67% fitness. So we're bringing along a strong team. That is the good news. However, first, I want to see who is the Aussie TT champ, which I can't quite see yet. Hang on. Let's quickly jump ahead to him when we find out who it is. The TT champ is Luke Plapp, so he won the road race and also the time trial. Interestingly, it was Edmondson in second, riding for Global 6 now, and it's Hamish Mackenzie in third, youngster from Australia. Luke Hamilton and Michael Storer won the rest of that. Somehow the Indian TT Championship features a yellow jersey. Don't think that's quite geography correct, but anyway, that's fine. Let's just go into Down Under and kick off this first stage, the prologue. All right, and here we are along the Adelaide River. I should know the name of the Adelaide River, but being an Aussie, I just don't really remember it, if I'm honest. But that's fine. Our objective here is to win the stage. An interesting tidbit is, boy, the game takes a long time to load when you reach 2028, 5 seasons in. Oh, there they are. There's the first sighting of the 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐞𝐋𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐬 team back in the pro peloton. Jensen Plowright down the start ramp for them first off. That is very cool to see them back in the peloton. This is technically 𝐉𝐶𝐬. Well, not the 𝐉𝐶𝐬 now. I guess Ineos, technically. I'm not too sure how it kind of works out to be. But 𝐉𝐶𝐬 is technically 𝐀𝐻𝐨. Get your head around that. That's the journey of cycling. That's how many different iterations of different teams there's been. 𝐀𝐻𝐨, once upon a time. Or am I getting that wrong? Is that actually Movistar? No, I think 𝐀𝐻𝐨, if I follow it through correctly, became 𝐉𝐶𝐬. And it's Movistar was Benner. I can't quite remember the name of that team. The team Indurain rode for, Miguel Indurain. All right, we're going to jump forward to Albert's roll down the start ramp. Enough yapping. And here he is in the rainbow bands for Red Bull Bora. The very first time he's getting to wear the rainbow strip for the Red Bull Bora crew. Does look very nice, I've got to say. All right, we've got Albert on the start ramp, or rolling down the start ramp. We might pop him onto 87. It's very short. Just got to quickly watch that red bar to that finish line. 87 might be a bit too easy. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're going to have to go up to maybe 91 even, just to see if that helps get it on track. It does, but we might drop it to 90. Maybe it's got to go back to 88, potentially. This is a very tricky game. We're going to be a lot of pauses to get the prologue just right. Seems like 88's a bit too much, so back to 87 for a second. Just let the red bar catch back up around this corner. Perfect. Back up to 88. There's only 1.5k to go. Looks like he's doing well. Schachmann's done an incredibly good TT himself. I can see Jasper just in front of us finishing, so maybe we've timed this excellently. No, it's going to be a same time actually, so mere milliseconds in it to Stefan Kung, the big Swiss, taking out the win. Brendan McNulty for Liddell, Trek 4 seconds back. For Keck, another 7 seconds back in fourth. And it was Hamish Mackenzie, third place at the Aussie TT champs we saw earlier, obviously riding very well at the moment. There won't be really much to touch on through there. Oh, Red Bull Bora get the team class. That's cool. All right, let's get into stage 2. Stage 2 from Tanunda to Tanunda. It's basically 4 laps, you'd call it. 3 or 4 laps, 5 laps actually, if you count that properly, of just what is a loop out in the Adelaide Hills, essentially. They're considering it flat. I don't know about that. I reckon it'll be a reduced peloton. That's my call. Alrighty, and a first start line, first bunch start line we'll call it, for Albert. Still getting to wear the Zwift Young Riders jersey at this one. He is only 23 years of age this season, so he'll be still going for white jerseys for a little bit longer yet. And let's have a look. Maybe it's Tobias Foss to look after Albert in this stage, I think. Jai's on a +1 day, but unfortunately with his fitness, it's not quite a +1. It just negates his poor fitness. Albert's on a -1 day, and with his medium fitness, not terrible fitness, I guess we'll call it, it makes it an actual -1 day. All right, we've got, what is that? 5 riders heading up the road. They're not really being, this always happens in Down Under, I think, from memory. They're not really keen on letting breakaways go, which is quite bizarre. Anyway, we've got 3 riders now. Those 2 were reeled back in and they've blown out. So only one thing to do is jump forward to the action. We'll catch you guys there. All right, we've got 2 laps to go on Mangler's Hill, under 50k. We're catching the EB as we speak. Teams a note, it has been DSM, FDJ, Quick-Step, all riding very hard, and Alperson a little bit, but not as much. So obviously FDJ riding for Stefan Kung. Could hold on maybe, you never know. Probably will hold on definitely for this stage. And we need drink bottles. The peloton's been splitting over Mangler's Hill every single lap. You can see the town centre back there. That's where we finish. We're about to start another ascent of Mangler's Hill. We might sneakily go for the KOM points at the top of this one, you know. That is an Albert special, just to nip himself up the road and grab points when he can. Jai's not really moving forward with those drink bottles just yet, so I reckon that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and do it, Tobias. Please lead us out. Nice job. We'll just watch behind. Don't think anyone's interested. Looks like Hamilton might be. So we'll attack, keep him just behind us, switch to effort. We'll grab drink bottles ourselves because I don't think Jai's going to get up to us, if I'm honest. And there we go. There's 4 points, or 3 points, sorry, to the KOM class. We'll sit up. We'll let the peloton come back to us. They've split behind, actually. We can see Tobias is still in the wheels, which is excellent, just behind Kung there, but peloton is all strung out. That is the fear of Albert moving. He sneezes, everyone reacts. He goes left, everyone goes right. I think that's wrong, but anyway. All right, we'll go forward to this final. All right, we're getting close to that point where we would really love for there to be a lead-out train, and at the moment, we don't really have anyone in position to do so. So we'll get Nico Dens to grab Albert's wheel, and we'll have everybody ride up to to get onto Albert's wheel, and we'll move Albert up to probably around the 80 effort, I think. Just make sure we don't get ourselves slipped too far backwards. We've got Jasper just in front of us. He didn't have the best TT, so I don't think he's really a contender to take. We're going to have to move up to 89 even, actually. Jeez. Pace is so hot. Just behind, in front, sorry, Tobias Foss is there. We've got the whole team, which is excellent, but really, I think they're going to kind of hold Albert up, as weird as that is to say. We might be looking for Magnier's wheel or potentially Jasper's wheel going into this sprint. I'm just going to keep the team the way it is for now. And when we're over the top, we'll kind of assess, do we want to form a sprint train or not? Albert's looking very nice though, sitting pretty, I've got to say. Tobias still looking after him, doing a lovely job. Doing a fantastic job to stay in front of him, keep him out of the wind where he needs to be. And yeah, nice up and into a good position. Boy, the DSM team are very motivated to go for this one, it seems. We're going to hunt for Mr. Jasper's wheel, Jasper Philipson and the Alperson crew. I think we might have to form our own sprint train, you know. So let's just take a quick look. Looks like Mr. Sharkman is a little bit cooked. I think we'll go 𝐁𝐸 Hang on, let's just reset our order and then we'll quickly form things. Okay, we'll go 𝐁𝐸, maybe Tobias Foss. Where did you back off to? You're a little bit out of the way, Tobias, actually. We'll go maybe 𝐻EMNA. Then Sharkman, who's a little bit cooked, it seems, and then Alotti. Alotti's going to have to get moving, though, to be honest, because, oh, come on, boys. Get yourself a bit more organized than that. That was sloppy. All right, we need to get Alotti moving. Okay, well, he's moving, to his credit. But, boy, Godu is on one, isn't he? We'll use Transcend himself for Alotti. We've got one more up our sleeve. And he's still got a little bit more in the tank, actually. There we go. Okay, let's get Sharkman on the front. There's not really much road left, but Albert's looking pretty here at the moment. I think he might do okay. Michael Matthews going on the attack. Obviously not backing himself in a sprint today. And we've got 𝐻EMNA to go next. We'll start the sprint with 𝐻EMNA. We'll have to start the sprint with Dens at 1.8. There we go. We'll go with Dens now. Pushing through nicely. We got then 𝐁𝐸. Albert's just on the wheel. And then we'll launch with Albert. It's not going to be any good against these sprinters. Jasper, way too strong. It's daylight to second. What a dominant sprint. It was Ryan Gibbons in second place for 𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐻. Tadej is here. I did not realize that. And he actually managed third. What a big result for him. He's obviously brought some legs here, but just not really a good TT for him at the start. But yeah, third place for Tadej, and I didn't even know he was here. And there he is, Jasper, on the top step for the first time in the 2028 season. Tadej with his first podium. No luck for Albert just yet, other than he finished ahead of Stefan Kung, and that is enough for him to get the 𝐻𝐻𝐻 jersey. McNulty still holding down third. Albert takes the best climber class as well with that little cheeky move that he loves to pull. Philipson takes the points class. Young Rider still with us, and Bora keep team class lead. All right, let's get stage 3 on the road. And here we are from Brighton to Victor Harbour. It does feature Nettle Hill, which is a category 1 climb, not too far from the finish. It might be enough to shake things up, but as we saw, I think Jasper Philipson is in hot form, and I don't think he can be really messed with. Anyway, we're looking at Alotti and Sharkman in good form, so maybe they can do something in this stage for us. All right, here we are in Brighton, South Australia, and we have a pretty flat stage ahead of us, but does feature that category 1 climb, Nettle Hill, not too far from the finish. Unfortunately, a -3 day for Albert. That is ouch. We need a better day than that if we're going to have any hope of a top 5 finish, but that's fine. Geez, those are deep, deep wheels for 𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐻, aren't they? Wow. They're like 80 mils. That is cool. Love to see the 80 mils out. All right, guys, we are going to jump forward through this, and I think it's going to be a pretty boring stage other than 𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐻 have found their way into the breakaway. We'll jump forward. Unless anything exciting happens, we'll see you guys as we're forming a sprint train. Oh, there's points on offer here. We're going to have to do it, I think. We use sneaking. We might just get the boys to sit up in the front, actually. Nico Dens is not meant to be working anyway, actually. We'll go back to Albert, unpause, use sneaking, quickly swing our way through, and we'll attack. We might actually catch. Yeah, we will. Okay, we're going to grab all 5 points. Excellent. All right, he's up immediately. That's the breakaway caught as well, obviously. We'll probably take him back to the peloton with us, I think. Yep, looks like that is the case. Nico Dans and Alotti were doing a hell of a job bringing this back. Unfortunately, Jai found himself caught in a split and out the back, and he hasn't made it back. He's actually now on his own. I don't know really what happened there. He was just on the wrong side of a split at some point, but yeah. Here's our first proper look at Tadej in the Lidl Trek outfit. He is obviously the Slovenian champion as well. Yeah, looks weird. That's all I can say. Just that is a bizarre thing to see. Pogačar in a different team strip. Although it's obviously a very strong team. He's got Capeda ferrying him around the peloton, and that is a very strong climber. Yeah, nuts. They got boys to spare. All right, we'll jump forward to us forming the sprint train. Well, probably to this category 1 hill, actually. Oh dear, a crash for Marc Soler, who now rides for Bahrain victorious. Albert is interested, though, at the moment for getting some more KOM points, and that's a category 1 climb. So this is probably enough to, there we go, he's got that. Enough to actually win him that classification now. Peloton is riding exceptionally hard. We've only got 3 Red Bull Bora crew up here at the moment. Things are splitting, actually. We need to be mindful of that. Only 10k left. We're time to think a little bit about a sprint finish. We might search out for Philipsen's wheel, you know. Satchman's not too far back, and Alotti's just there as well. So we might grab his wheel. That's kind of it. Everyone else is a little bit too far back. All right, so Albert's managed to find Jasper's wheel. The winner of the first stage will jump forward to the final. Alrighty, here we go. The sprint is getting wound up. Consi's on the left. We might have to launch sprint a little bit early. We're a bit boxed there. Everything, it's all over the road. Vermarsh is through. It's going to be Vandenberg, or is it going to be Lawrence Piffy? Wow. Too strong for everybody. Gibbons with a second place in as many days, and Marjan Vandenberg holding on for third. DSM kind of stuffed that one up. It was their man Sam Walsford. I think they're actually sprinting for, but Tadej and Albert met in that finale. 8th place though, so it's going the way of Tadej first off. All right, there it is. The Kiwi man taking out the stage win. Ryan Gibbons in second. Not a bad result. No changes on GC to speak about. Still an Oka jersey lead for Albert. KOM is looking more secure than ever with a couple cheeky wins across the line in that stage. Ryan Gibbons takes over the points class from Jasper, and Albert keeps the young rider, and Bora kept the lead in the team class. All right, and here we are, Norwood to Campbelltown, officially the first hilly stage of the tour, and that's because we have a category 1 climb into a descent. I think this could be the corkscrew. I'm pretty sure it is. I've done this stage and it's horrible. The corkscrew is such a hard climb. As it's called the corkscrew for a reason. There's one climb that just corks itself back around, and it's like 22% or something ridiculous. And then this descent is sketchy. But anyway, won't be like that in the game. Albert will hopefully come out on top. Let's get down to the action. All right, and here we are in Norwood, another stage down under. It's going to be a very hot stage, this one. It always is as well. It's always like almost 40 degrees or above. Sharkman is on puncher duties, although he's still accessible as a teammate, which is excellent. We might need everyone's help in this one. I kind of think will be the case with Tadej here. I don't know how to predict how this one will go, if I'm honest. We got Luke Plapp, you never know. He's obviously in his home race. He might get us a surprise result. We got Pogačar, which is very obviously a favourite. And then you never know if Jasper, he might be able to hold on. And maybe some of the other sprinters like Magnier as well, he potentially will hold on. He has an 80 mountain, actually. Yeah, this is could be anything goes kind of stage. All right, we're on this category 2 climb. We might have to adjust our effort. Things are very hot at the front at the moment whilst this breakaway tries to get itself sorted, but the peloton really doesn't want to let it happen. We're going to jump forward to Checker Hill before we hit, I was right, it is the corkscrew stage, till we hit this corkscrew. All right, here's Checkers Hill. Pace has been very hot and then not. Essentially, is the quick summary of this one. Albert, though, because we have caught the EB, is going to have a little sniff of more points. Might take 𝐀𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐭 across the line with us just yet. Well, actually, let's attack. I see Pogačar on the wheel, so we'll quickly grab those points. Thank you. And Magnier, Pogačar, Engel, and Dens all find themselves in a little move off the front. Pretty interesting, I think. Pogačar is interested in pushing on, I believe, by the looks of it. But no, I think things are going to come back. Michael Matthews is attacking. Was he just riding very hard? Monique, he comes through. The peloton's caught back up as well. Yeah, this is, again, like I can't predict how it's going to go. It's just been so up and down. We've used our team well, though, to position Albert. I mean, he's not even hurting. He's technically nose breathing still. I would say the same for Pogačar, though. Looking at him, he's in very nice shape. Okay, we've got still 30k to go, and unfortunately for Albert, he doesn't have much water left, although it isn't that far, but yeah, that does worry me. Right, we're about to hit the descent, the Gorge Road descent, one of the most sketchy ones in world cycling, I would say. To be honest, having done this, she's something else. But yeah, it won't be too much of a challenge. There are splits. Albert did manage to get his drink bottles from 𝐀𝐨𝐻, so shout out you, sir. You are today's MVP, I think. We're about to hit the corkscrew. We've got 𝐀𝐨𝐻 just in front of us. I'm expecting attacks from him, if I'm honest. We're going to adjust our effort accordingly. And well, 𝐀𝐨𝐻's team, Liddell Track, are the ones motivated on the front currently. And here we go. We're on to the corkscrew climb. Albert's moving through. Casper Asgreen's here. We're going to have 𝐁𝐨𝐻 transcend himself. We might have to move to 92 effort even. But boy, the pace is hot at the moment. 𝐁𝐨𝐻 is doing an excellent job. He's just blown, but we might be able to attack with Albert. We'll see how that goes. No, not quite. Might just move the effort back a little bit. Don't want to burn ourselves out. I think things are going to split across the top here, to be honest. We swing a right and down what is a pretty sketchy descent. I don't know if it's going to count it as a descent in the game, unfortunately, for Albert to access acrobatic. There's only 25 riders left in this peloton, though. There's crashes left, right, and center. Kind of what we'd expect from this stage. Let's just take a look back and find a sprinter's wheel. There's a sprinter's wheel, Mr. Jasper Philipsen. We're going to go backwards and grab his wheel, although I think we just missed it. Not good at all. No, we haven't missed it. Hang on, I've gone to launch sprint. Let's go forward onto Michael Matthews' wheel, actually. Please, Albert. No, not long to go. We're looking for the kite around this final bend. There it is. Albert's going to launch sprint. I don't think it's going to be enough. It is a bit of an uphill finish, but not quite. It's going to be Magnier taking out the win. The Frenchman on quick step. The new Julian Alaphilippe, some are calling him in the peloton. Taking out a stage win. Marjan Vandenberg gets second, third to second now for him. Nielsen Powless in third. Nathaniel Tesfazian in fourth for Liddell Track. 𝐀𝐨𝐻 was in sixth. Albert managed. All right, there he is. Paul Magnier taking out the stage win. No changes on GC. Well, there are some other changes on GC, but in terms of the lead, Albert still keeps that. Stefan Kung holding on to the peloton. So yeah, like I said, he might hang on, and he has been proving true to that. And Maximilian in third now, making it a 1-3 for Red Bull crew. No other changes of note just yet, but best climber, I think you say that's wrapped up. Paul Magnier in second. Points class, Paul Magnier takes over that one. Young rider still with Albert, although Zeno Levi Winter, a young German talent coming through on EF. We'll have to follow him and see what he's all about, and Red Bull Bora still lead the team class. All right, I just want to have a look at this young German talent, if I'm honest. Where is he? Here he is, youngster, 20 years of age. Let's have a look at his career. So he rode for Hustle Pro Cycling for 2 seasons, and then EF snapped him up. Looks like he's got good potential as a stage racer. So maybe a rider who is looking to emulate Albert Engel or maybe a rider influenced by Albert. All right, let's get into stage 5. And stage 5 is the Wollonga stage, but this time it only finishes up Wollonga. No, I don't even think it finishes up Wollonga. I think it finishes in Wollonga, the town Wollonga, because that doesn't look like the full Wollonga climb if I'm honest. But anyway, let's get into it and see what this is about. It's obviously a different one to what the Queen stage usually. All right, here we are in Port Wollonga on what is typically the Queen stage of Tour Down Under, but I don't know if I'd call it that. We're going to have to see what the parcours or parcours, look like as we go. But you can see down in the bottom right here, it is nowhere near. We do go up Wollonga, that is the good-ish news, but we go a different way, or I'm not too sure. Maybe we finish halfway down it. Something's different in this stage, that's for sure. We'll jump forward. We do take over whatever this version of Wollonga is twice along the way to the third time up it and the finish. So we'll jump forward to our first ascent of it and catch you guys up and see what it's all about. Right, so that's the breakaway. This is the usual left, I think it's the usual left at least. And then that's it. That's the climb. Okay. I need to be careful. It's one of those time gaps will happen on it. Not much, but it will be the Queen stage. I'll actually say that. Whoever wins this will win the tour, but it's going to be seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds that win this tour, which is the throwback to how it used to be. It always was a tour that was won on, 2 seconds would win this tour basically. All right, we will jump forward to, it has split actually. Before we jump forward, let's just jump back here and have a look at what it looks like on the road. FDJ must have missed it with 𝐀𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐿. I don't see the big Swiss in this move. It's Isidore instead for him. So yeah, they're chasing hard behind. We'll jump forward a little bit further though to the next ascent of Wollonga. And FDJ have managed to make the catch. It was a miss for them. It is 𝐁𝐨𝐿𝐼𝐻 in the wheels. You can see him just there. Lawrence Pithy, a stage winner in this year's Down Under. Philipsen as well missed that. It's not much of a bunch coming back. The real big bunch is actually back there. So quite a lot of riders caught out today. We're going to keep jumping forward to our sprint train formation for this climb here. All right, here we are. And it's split again over that climb. I think 𝐁𝐶 missed the move again. They literally caught as we swung onto it, but I think somebody in the wheels blew up. And yeah, he has missed the wheels. He's actually leading the chase behind. There's only 23 riders in that chase as well. All of this is great news for Albert, of course, because that's his main rival at the moment. We've got the big Sharkman to look after us. We've got Lenny Kemna. Lotzi, I think, is a good choice. Nico Denz as well as Jai, and then Tobias Foss to kick off our lead out. All right, let's wind things up. We'll see you guys in about. All right, here we are, about 9K to go. Jai's just done his turn on the front, did a nice job as well. So he's helping us win this tour. Jack Haig is interested to move, so we're going to have to really ramp things to keep him in check. We'll move Nico Denz back to around an 89 effort. We've got Godon now moving for Visma. We have managed to keep them all in check, though. Nico Denz doing a bloody excellent job here, pulling us through to 5K to go. We've got Gadu in the wheels, Sempik there, Shaw's there, Nielsen Powless is there. Pogacar's a little bit further back. It's time to go, though, with Nico Denz. He has exhausted all his red bar. We'll just watch what happens here. Okay, they're going to start moving up, so we'll get a Lottie moving. He's obviously got full red bar, which is good to see. And I can see that final left-hander there. Pretty much that left hand will see the finish line, and that is where things will really kick off. Lottie's doing a bloody excellent job as well. We're going to launch a sprint with Leonard Kemner into this left-hander. We'll take the gel with Albert. And Kemner's done an excellent job. So now we're going to launch with the big Sharkman. He's done a brilliant job. Albert's going to go. Pogacar's coming up, but that is too good from the Red Bull crew right there. And it's a win for Albert, and it's really a win for Red Bull. We're going to say credit to the team with that one. Pogacar in second. I think 𝐶𝐿𝐼𝐻man's going to hold on for sixth it is, yes. And 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐻 as well, coming in just about on the bunch time, I think. Luke Plapp in there, 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐻. Yeah, that was a hell of a ride by the Red Bull team. Every single rider played their part. And Albert taking his first win of the season. Best way to defend a lead is to win, I always say. Or maybe that's more Albert always says. 𝐀𝐻𝐨 in second. Dorian got on in third. Visma also had fourth with 𝐿ouieS a young German rider. So looks like the Germans are coming out in force. And it's a 1-2 now for the Red Bull crew as well. I think Max should hold on to that one. 22 seconds back from Albert. Nielsen Powers 23 seconds back. So not a bad result. And yeah, I did call it. I think that is indeed a KOM lead for Albert. Unfortunately, not a points lead. Paul Magnier and 𝐻𝐻𝐻 are on the same points there. Young rider with Albert and Red Bull Bora still leading the team class. All right, let's get into this final stage of Down Under. Okay, I got it wrong. This is the the final stage is the Queen stage. We finish up Mount Lofty. We take Mount Lofty on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Mount Lofty is a pretty hard climb, but maybe not really for the pro peloton, I'd say. Look, this one, a 22-second lead for Albert, and that's over 𝐶𝐿𝐼𝐻man. I think we're in a nice position, but we could potentially lose the KOM here. I'm not too sure. I don't think we could. All right, let's get into the action. All right, here we are in only the base of Mount Lofty. This is not really a township. We're kind of on the outskirts of it. And we basically ascend Mount Lofty straight away. Albert's on a -3 day. That is very bad luck. 𝐶𝐿𝐼𝐻man's locked away, so we can't access him. We might get a Lottie, I think, to protect Albert instead then in that case. And we'll jump forward on 8x, but we'll stay here for a minute as we go up Mount Lofty. You can see it is a hard climb. Might be enough to break the peloton up this first time up, but to be honest, they're riding it pretty hard. Like I said, they always do this in Down Under. It's always a very, very hard stage. You can see... I mistimed it, but you can see Adelaide in the distance as well, which is a cool thing about Mount Lofty. I think it's, I could be wrong, but I think it's South Australia's highest point. I'm not too sure. I think I'm right, but I could be wrong. I don't know. All right, we'll jump forward now that the peloton has sort of settled down. Not really. Pace is just a bit high. That's all. Jai's on the front doing his thing. Tobias is there as well, looking strong as ever. We're going to Mount Lofty coming up again, but we'll jump forward. All right, that's the final KOM dealt with. Paul Magnier getting second in that class, Albert winning it. We're up and over the top. Things are splitting at the front. We got Paulus, Haig, Barcelo, 𝐂𝐿𝐼𝐻, and Bettiol, was involved in that one. 𝐂𝐿𝐼𝐻's still continuing on with it. Albert's had to up his efforts just to make sure he doesn't get caught in any splits. We're waiting for Tobias Foss to drop off some drink bottles, which he has just about done. Great, Albert's got full drink now, and we need to take a little bit of look around. Who can we rely on in this finish? We've got a Lottie here. A Lottie is a fantastic punchy kind of rider. Is Jai up here as well? No, but Jai might be able to grab Albert's wheel. 𝐶𝐿𝐼𝐻man's back there as well. Nico Denz and Leonard 𝐀𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻, so we can't really call upon them. It's going to be all about Tobias, I think. Looks like that's the case. We've got 9k to go. 𝐂𝐿𝐼𝐻 are on the front. That's the first time we've seen him in open race. Let's have a look. What wheel sponsor are they using? DT Swiss. Okay, interesting. All right, Tobias Foss is here. His job is going to be to have to take us very deep into this climb. Pogacar's attacking, actually, so we're going to have to move upwards. He's been caught by... that's dirty tactics by 𝐻𝐻𝐻, boxing off Tobias. Still got 𝐂𝐿𝐼𝐻 on the front, though. Little tracker there with McNulty. Stefan Kung is looking for redemption, but I don't know how he's going to go in this kind of finish. He's definitely not the most punchiest of riders. All right, there's 5K to go. I've got to say, shout out to Tobias. He's certainly stepped up. Jai's just found Albert's back wheel now, which is good. And we're almost at 3K to go. I got to say, God damn, I got to say, Tobias is riding bloody unreal. It's time to move him up a little bit again, though. We're going to have to go almost to 2K to go with him, I think. I think we might just get it out of him as well. What a ride. Credit to him. We've got a Lottie to kick it off. Vandenberg's here still. Wow, that's a very good ride by Vandenberg. And it's Albert to kick it off. Tadej just in front of him. Oh, that's the K to go. I think that's much too early. Tadej has run out of red bar though. Might be a rider from behind. No, it's going to be the Albert show. Tadej and Pogačar dueling it out for the first time this season, and it goes the way of Albert Engel and the Red Bull Bora crew, with Sharkman coming across the line in 6th again. Lottie holding on as well. What a great tool from him. But yeah, Sharkman and Engel, I think, are going to make it a 1-2 on GC. Tadej only managed 2nd once again. So that's 2 stage wins in as many days for Red Bull Bora and Albert. All right, let's see these final podiums, and Albert taking the stage win over Tadej. It's first blood to Albert of this season in the famous rivalry. And it is a 1-2 for Red Bull Bora on GC. Love to see that. Leonard Kemner even squeezing in to make it 3 in the top 10. What a great result. Albert takes out best climber. Tadej takes out the points class. Young rider goes, sorry, Albert takes out KOM, young rider as well. And the team class, Bora hold on and take out that additionally. Wow. Well, what a tour. What can I say? That is an excellent team ride, really. That's the only way we won that tour, was with thanks to the Red Bull Bora crew, in particular Sharkman and Lottie there. Tobias as well. What a great ride. All right, guys, I know we don't usually squeeze a full tour into one episode, but we did so in this one to make up for the last 2 just being kind of admin related episodes, although it was good to give some more backstory to a lot of the different teams and rivals of Albert. It'll be regular schedule next time when we have the Strada Bianche, which is, I love this race. It's very cool, and I hope Albert can do well at it. And then we'll be kicking off to Renault. We'll probably do the first 3, maybe 4 stages of that one. All right, guys, give this episode a like and comment Albert's favorite off-season hobby to celebrate his first win of the new season. Peace out.